So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get a daily notification of the items that are currently low on stocks and are likely to be sold out within the next 14 days. So this is the type of email you get every morning. So it shows how many SKUs are monitored, critical items means which are likely to be sold in 14 days, one item requiring immediate action, and shows up which platform, product name, SKU, current stock, average daily sales in the last 7 days, days remaining, which is nothing but a division of 78 by 9, depletion date, which is nothing but today's date plus this 8 days remaining, and status warning. And if if the remaining time is less than 7, it shows a critical warning, not just warning. Okay, so we are going to see how what we did. So we built this automation workflow for an e-commerce company in Australia, and I downloaded a small part of that automation to my local host. You see this running on localhost, not on this n8n server. And I changed a few things and removed all the basically secret things like API keys from the client. And I'm just showing you the simple nodes, and also removed some of the nodes that was showing some of the secret items or secret keys of the client. Okay, so let's start. So first, this runs daily at 8 a.m. Okay, so every morning at 8 a.m. it checks all the SKUs of multiple platforms like Shopify, eBay, Amazon, and if you have other B2B platforms like Walmart. Okay, and it checks all the SKUs, inventories of those SKUs, last 7 days sale, and when are they likely to be sold out. And if they are going to sold out in the next 7 days or next 14 days, we will get an email, or the operations manager or the CEO gets an email every morning at 8 a.m. Okay, so it runs at 8 a.m. daily, and it checks Shopify. It gets all the Shopify items. So when you get Shopify items, it also returns the number of inventory. Okay, then we are using eBay also. We're using simple eBay API to check for the inventory, and then we're using Amazon. We are using Amazon API, and here we are using some other platforms, like you can use Walmart or any other B2B platform like Target, Costco. They all provide their API to check for the inventories available on a specific location, and you can write all those inventories API and their secret key here. And this this node will run for every single API that you mention here. Okay, then it normalizes all the data into a single item. So what happens is that each platform, they store this their SKUs or product name or inventories in a different format. For example, Shopify says it is, for example, it's blue shirt 50 units, and eBay says item 2345, quantity is 50. So basically those are same thing, but each platform, they shows the items differently. And this normalized data using a JavaScript code, where we are simply getting all the data from Shopify, eBay, Amazon, and the other, and we are normalizing their name based on their product ID. Okay, so it checks for the product ID, and as soon as product ID matches or SKU matches, it simply fetches the name from Shopify and inventory from all other locations. Then we are using merge node, which is nothing but whatever data we are getting from the Shopify, eBay, Amazon, and other B2B portals, we are merging them into a single database. The database nothing but we are using a table here. Then we're using a custom JavaScript code to check for the depletion time or depletion date. Here we are getting the calculated average daily sales, which is I wrote a random formula here, but the formula will be pretty simple. You just take the total number of sales in last 7 days divided by 7. That will get you the average daily sales, and you divide the current inventory available from that from total number of average number of days in the sales in the last 7 days, and you simply get days remaining. And this is what we are using in the next node. Then we're using a if node, and if the days remaining is less than 14, it goes to second node. If it's false, it also goes second node, but we won't get any kind of error or notification. And here we are using a tabular format, HTML format to generate a report. The report will look like this. It is nothing but we are getting all the data from the previous node, and then we're using this simple HTML format, create a nice looking report that can be sent every morning at 8 a.m. You can change the timing also. If you want at 7 a.m., you can change to 7 a.m. If you want to set 9 a.m., you can change it to 9 a.m. You just mention a trigger at which hour, trigger at hour here, and whatever you enter here, for example, suppose I write 1 p.m. here, I mention 1 p.m. here, and it will run every day at 1 p.m. And as soon as a generate report, we are sending this email where subject is daily inventory report and critical count, how many days. Basically, it is this one, daily inventory report, today's date, and how many critical items. Okay, right now it is showing 5. It should be 1 because it is just a dummy report I sent. So for the client that we made, it was exactly sending the number of items that is mentioned here. Okay, so critical item 1, it will say 1 critical item. And we are getting the text from this generate report node, this node. And we also sending an attachment, which is CSV attachment. It simply shows all the data, like the number of inventories available right now, and what are the current running time, how many average sales are we getting for the last 7 days. Okay, and then here we're using error handler, which is nothing but whenever any kind of, let's say, eBay API is down or Shopify API is down for whatever reason, then the workflow won't stop. It will simply ignore Shopify and run for the other branches or other shops or other stores. Okay, so that's all, guys. So if you want to build an automation like this, you can simply contact us via description. As I said earlier, it is a very small part of what we actually built for the very famous e-commerce store in Australia. The original store had we used much complex mathematics. We took functionality of season also. For example, last 7 days, let's say sale is 200 for or an item, average daily sales. But for last season, let's say it was 180. So this season we are going to calculate is it we simply take the percentage change in an account, delta in account, and we calculate based on those data. So this days remaining, though seems to be, or they are actually more accurate. And also we use much more nodes. The client was available in 11 stores basically, which are out of this 4 was B2C and 7 were B2B. So we wrote all this inventories here. The error handler was much more better than this one or complex this one. Thank you, guys.